please welcome Danny Trejo.
Hello, yeah.
There you go. All good to go.
What's up?
It is so nice to have you here.
Thank you. It's like great to be here.
First time in Pittsburgh?
I don't remember. I don't know. I think I've been in Pittsburgh, but it's the first time I've been here.
Okay. Well, it's good to have you.
How's that for a
That's good.
Growing old?
So before we get to the questions, I got something I got to ask you. And how do you manage to be such a lovable bad guy?
Well, the reality is, in the movies, they want people that can like act tough. They don't want tough guys. You know what I mean? It's like, if you will notice, all the people that started being tough guys, you don't see them anymore. You know what I mean? Because it costs people money. You know, and I could go right down the name people that you stopped seeing, you know, just because, you know, they wanted to be tough guys. They wanted to be mean. I love that staying in character bullshit. I love that, man. You know, you're at lunch and somebody goes, "Hey, pass the salt, sucker." Excuse me? Let me tell you something. I'm not Hollywood. I'll beat you to death. You know? All of a sudden, because the worst thing in the world is like an actor, not everybody, but they'll do one karate movie and all of a sudden they know karate, you know? And they forget that they were working with a stunt guy who like let them do all that stuff, you know? They play one tough guy and all of a sudden you see them, they're tough guys. And it's like silly, you know? I've seen guys that tried to act tough and walk into a club and somebody, pow, slap the shit out of them, you know? So you know what? And it's a lot easier to be nice. That's just what it is. It's like, I treat people the way I want to be treated. Yeah. And so I get treated so nice all over the world, and that's the way I want to be treated. And that's why, you get what you put out. My saying is, I will do anything for anybody at any time. And it's like, not sexual. I seen a couple of them go home, yeah, we done. But you know what? It's like, that's it. You know, that's the way we live. Everybody I know has thermal underwear, socks, t-shirts, shorts in the trunk of their car, and we pass it out to the homeless. Oh wait, that's what we got. We get like gift cards from, you know, McDonald's and all the stuff I won't eat, but you know, it's like people will eat McDonald's and Jack in the Box. So they all know us and they give us a break, and we just pass them out. And that's the way I like to live. Everything good that has happened to me has happened as a direct result of helping someone else. Thank you for that question.
Yes. Thank you for the inspirational answer. Would you mind getting some questions from the audience?
Go ahead.
All right, who's got questions? Come on, we'll start in the front row here. You first.
What do you like to do in the Halloween pub when you were the janitor for Michael Myers?
What do I like to do in Halloween?
Yeah. No. In the Halloween movie when you were trying to help Michael get back in his...
What? Let me tell you something. The funny part is the first time we shot it, the movie, and it wrapped, they didn't kill me. You know, they didn't kill me. And then I was doing something in New York when Rob Zombie called me after they screened it and said, "Dan, I got some good news and some bad news." Good news is we got to call you back and kill you. Bad news is how much money you want. See, because when they screened it, nobody in the audience wanted them to kill me because I was so nice to Michael Myers as a kid. Remember, I was the one that was talking good to him. And so after they watched it, they said, you know, nobody wanted him to kill Trejo. And that gave him a redeeming quality. And it did. So I scored. I came back and made a bucket.
Good guy. I think we have a question right here, and then we'll head over this way.
It's 2022. Does Machete text yet? And also, when is Machete 3, Machete in Space, coming out?
You know what? Hey, what we got to do, just email Robert Rodriguez. We're waiting on him. He's got a script.
Next.
You know what I mean? But he's doing like I think he's doing another Spy Kids, which is like great. And you know, hey, we need Machete in Space. I've been asked every country that I've gone, hey, are we going to do Machete in Space? Kind of funny. So, we're just waiting on him.
Let's take a question on this side of the room.
Okay. Hi, we met earlier. I just have a question. Out of all the movies that you've done throughout your working in the industry, what is your favorite one that you did?
Well, like, my favorite movie for my career was a movie called Heat with Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer, what's his name? Guy that yelled. Al Pacino. How's that? I think I'm big enough to forget Al Pacino. I'm sorry. Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Val Kilmer, John Voight, all the biggies. So that really pushed me up. And then, you know, I was able to like get more movies. And Robert De Niro in an interview once said, well, that was Danny Trejo's first movie, wasn't it? And he goes, yeah, and he outshined us. And so like, wow, yeah, it was a hell of a compliment from De Niro. And it was a great experience. But one of my favorites was a movie called Blood In, Blood Out, you know, and we got to do that in my old university, San Quentin State Prison. And so it was fun to go back there as an actor.
Another question right over here.
I was going to ask you, how was it working with Glenn Danzig on Death Rider, and did you have fun on set?
Wait, what?
Oh, what was it like working for Glenn Danzig for Death Rider, House of the Vampire, and did you have a lot of fun on the set?
You know, I always have a lot of fun on the set, but I don't remember movies. I just do them. You know what I mean? And as long as the check clears, it's like, I'm cool. But I've got over 400 and some appearances. So now when people ask me about a film, I don't even know if they're talking about me or right in that. In fact, I just signed an autograph for a movie I didn't even remember. And my picture, okay, I must have done it.
Question.
And we got one over here.
Over against the far wall.
All right. Hello, Danny. Wonderful to have you with us.
Thank you.
All right. So this is a quick two-part question. What was your favorite part about being part of Spy Kids and then Brooklyn Nine-Nine with actress Stephanie Beatriz? And second, how would you describe your experience on working with Bear Grylls on Running Wild with Bear Grylls?
Bear Grylls was like unbelievable. I gotta say that. I mean, that almost killed me, you know. And because at the time, guys, that was what? That was 2 years ago. I think we did it about 2 years ago. I'm not sure, but I was 76, and Bear Grylls kind of said, "Man, I've had a guy 50 years old that couldn't do this," and I said, "Well, you just got a 76-year-old that can't do it. Now, where's my stunt guy?" I kept asking for a stunt guy, you know? But that was amazing. It really kind of challenges your whole being. You know, I don't know how that guy did it, but he's like a jackrabbit or something. You know? But that was an amazing experience, and I was really glad I did it. And as far as working with Spy Kids, that movie was iconic. You know, I mean, I got kids 5 years old to this day coming up and saying, "I love you, Uncle Machete," but they're still watching it. You know, so you have to watch your language.
Still back on that side of the other?
We got a little one here.
Oh, a little one there. Okay, there you go.
Actually, Grandma has to do the talking. So I'm
That does
talking
not
for my
sound like a
granddaughter.
gentleman.
This has nothing to do with any of your movies, as awesome as they are, but it has a lot to do with her favorite game, Animal Crossing.
Oh, yeah.
And she would love to know, what is your absolute favorite thing to do on Animal Crossing? Because she loves it so much.
And I'm playing it
I
now.
am so cute. Hey, I am so cute in Animal Crossing. I swear to God. All right. You know what? I got to tell you this. I didn't want to do Animal Crossing. What is that? And well, they were trying to get me to do it, and I wouldn't do it. And I work with autistic kids. And Theo kept saying, "I think you should do that, Danny. I really think you should do that." I go, "Come on, man." I said, "What? I'm on an island, and I'm walking around buying stuff, or it just didn't seem like." And then my son came over and all of a sudden said, "Hey, you're going to do Animal Crossing?" And I said, "No, what do you mean?" He says, "Oh, well, I think Theo released the fact that you were going to do Animal Crossing because it's on the news." Yeah, so now, well, I'm so glad he did. I didn't know it was that popular. Like, everybody in the world started, "Hey, you're on Animal Crossing."
Okay, and we'll do one more on that side of the room, and then we'll move over here.
Hi, I just wanted to say you are such an inspiration, and you've really had a great effect on my life. And I had a question about the evolution of Robert Rodriguez's movies, because you've been in a lot of them, and how has that influenced your career?
Made my career. I did a film with Robert Rodriguez called Desperado, the first one.
Yep.
He had an office out in Venice, California, and at the time I was living in Venice. So I walked over to his office, my agents, I went over there. And he looked at me and said, "Wow, you look like the bad dudes in my high school." And I said, "I am the bad dudes in your high school, you know." And we started talking. And then so he just gave me a knife and says, "Here." My agent, "Did you get it?" "I don't know, he gave me a knife." And so I'm just twirling this knife, and I got this role in Machete, in Desperado. So I go to Acuña, Mexico, to where we were shooting it. And my family came down from San Antonio, Texas, where the whole family's from. I'm from LA. And they came down, and my Uncle Rudy is like looking. He said, "Danny, who's that?" I said, that's the director, Robert." And my Uncle Rudy is what do you call it? Connected. I guess that's the best deal. Hey, he knows the ins and outs of San Antonio, Texas, okay? And he goes, "Hey, Robert." And you don't call a director like that, first of all. You know what I mean? And Robert looks at him, and he comes over, right? And they start talking, and all of a sudden, my uncle goes, "Hey, Danny, say hello to your cousin." What? And found out that Robert Rodriguez was my second cousin. So, "Okay, Robert, let's make my part bigger." Uncle wants you to, you know. And that's how so I said nothing in that movie. I didn't say a word in Desperado. And yet, I was one of the, every time they got what do you call it? They would put out who was the most memorable character, they wrote me, and I didn't say a word. I was just like the mean guy. And guy throwing knives. So that's how I got started with Robert. And then we did 13 movies together. And we were doing Machete, and he was, all of a sudden there was a thing in the trades that said that they were doing Predator, and they needed somebody mean and intimidating like Danny Trejo. And I said, Robert, what are you talking about, man? You're asking for somebody mean and intimidating like me? I'm standing in front of you. And he said, yeah, well, we're doing Machete. And we got 2 weeks off. So that's when I went to do Predator.
Let's head to this side of the room. Question right here.
Did you have a lot of fun working with Larry the Cable Guy in Delta Farce?
Yeah, that was funny. All we did was make each other laugh. That's all we did. And we just.
All right, I got.
Can you hold the mic a little closer?
Larry is really smart. You know what I mean? But
we can't hear you. You need to be closer to the.
But he's fun to make fun of. You know what I mean?
Question right here.
Hi. So we've got Iron Chef, Star Wars, Snickers.
Yeah.
Now you're Magellan.
Yes. Yeah.
So here's something I don't know. With your love of the Rams and your background in boxing, have you thought about sports commentating?
That's too much like work. You know, and I just finished a movie in the Philippines. I almost didn't make it here. I was in the Philippines for, I think, 12 days, and I'm shooting a film called 1521. 1521. And it was when the Spaniards tried to take over, well, they did. They took over, like, they colonized California, and they colonized Mexico, and they colonized the Philippines. And the Philippines, they stopped because the Filipinos killed them all. And because it was, you know, the history talks about the Spaniards colonizing. Well, that sounds nice, but it was kind of, who baptize you or kill you. You know what I mean? So in history, it was brutal. The colonization was just brutal. They colonized everybody that was left alive, you know, and so they kind of tell the story the way it was supposed to tell, the truth. That's going to be a great movie.
When is that going to come out, you think?
Well, we just finished it. We just finished it. I finished it Wednesday. I got home Thursday, and then I came here Friday. So.
Wow. Well, glad you made it here.
Me too.
Right down the middle.
Okay. Hi, Danny. I just wanted to say that you were a really cute raccoon on Masked Singer. And I also...
Wow, thanks!
Yeah, when they said take it off, they didn't mean... Anyway, I was just wondering how many dogs you have now.
How many what?
How many dogs do you have now? Because on Instagram I see so many.
I got 5, but the little teacup chihuahua, we don't count. Yes, it's a big rat. It's a big rat. You know what I mean? But it's funny. She's the littlest, and yet she's the meanest. She chases all the other. I got a pit bull that she chases into his doghouse, and then sit right in front of the door. Just, she's in a bad mood, and every time she tries to get out, starts crying. Go over there. Duke, you're a pit bull! And he goes, crying because he won't let him out. And he won't come out till I take her back in the house.
Question right here.
Now, aside from Machete 3, which I think everybody absolutely would want to see, what would be like a dream role or something that you would like to take on?
Well, you know what? I've done just about everything, but there's an old movie called Viva Zapata that I would love to do because it's actually some Spanish Mexican history. The only problem was it was played by the guy in The Godfather.
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando. Yeah, he played a Mexican, and he was good. I'm not gonna. His acting was great. But even when I was 12 years old, I was, wait a minute. and there's another movie called Valdez is Coming. I love westerns, and Valdez plays an extra, a retired sheriff, and he gets crossed by some people, and then he comes out of retirement and just starts killing everybody. And it was great, but I forget who that was played by. Not Kirk Douglas. The guy that played Moses.
Charlton Heston?
I think it was Charlton Heston. I'm not sure. It's like, come on, let's get a Mexican in there just for fun.
Shooting way back over there.
How you doing, Danny? Loved you on King of the Hill, so could you please tell us about your experience working with Mike Judge and just how wild that had to be?
That was awesome, and Mike Judge is such a genius. And I ran into him on Machete. We were doing Machete, and then I says, "Hey, Mike, Redcorn looks a lot like me, because if you remember, Redcorn had that tattoo." And I got that tattoo. So where did you get that idea? He says, well, from you, but we're putting you in it. I got a role as Octavio, and I stayed in, and Hank Hill was my best friend, and I worked for Strickland Propane. I had more fun doing that, and I got to meet Brittany Murphy. I don't know, you remember Sweetheart, right? But afflicted with that disease, and God, she used to come to work sometimes in her pajamas. That's what I love about cartoons. They show up in boxer shorts as long as they're presentable. So it was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. And it's kind of like kicked off my voiceover, and because I'm real good at beep, 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 and then talking. A lot of actors can't do it. I don't know why. They have real trouble with
no idea what
voiceover. I love them.
In the back.
So, being younger, I know you most prominently from the movies Spy Kids. What was it like working on those movies?
I think those were four of the more funnest.
That'll work.
That's good. It was more funnest movies I've ever worked on. And I got to meet two kids from Hollywood that were absolutely the best two kids I've ever met. And like a lot of kids, there's a lot of kids that get into the business become very entitled. If you start making more money than your mom and dad put together, it's real tough for them to say, no, you can't go out. Well, how about I don't pay the rent then? So, but I got to say, Alexa Vega and Daryl had Alexa would do a scene, and it was amazing. And, wow, that was great, Alexa. And then she'd go over and pick up her little sister, and because it was her turn to take care of the baby. So she was still in the family, and her mom would not put up with any shit, any doo-doo. It was just that's it. And it's like, usually when kids have trouble as they're growing up in Hollywood, it's simply because parents lose control, and you can't say, well, okay, well, you can't do that because they're the breadwinner. So
we got time for two more questions. Now, Danny, you're over at the ballroom across the parking. That's where your table is.
You're asking me where I'm at?
Yeah. It was a rhetorical question. I know you're there. They might not.
I don't even remember what I had for breakfast. I didn't have somebody walking me. You know what? In fact, if there wasn't a guy in Dallas that picked me up when I got off the plane and took me to my next plane, I wouldn't be here. I'd still be in Dallas.
Okay. He's over in the other place, in the ballroom. That's where you're at.
I'm
You're
over
here
there somewhere. Come by.
Yeah, come by and make sure you get an autograph, hang out. Let's get 2 more questions in. Wow, you love the back of the room there. What's going on?
Local fat kid speaking. Where's your donut shop located?
My donut shop is on Santa Monica Boulevard and Highland. Can't miss it. The building is painted pink, and it's got my picture, and it says Trejo's Donuts. Very simple. And I also got Trejo's music, and I just dropped an album called Trejo's Soul Collection, and it's really doing well.
Do you have copies of that with you? Is that online?
Spotify.
Spotify. Never mind. I'm just asking. Just trying to put a few bucks in your pocket.
You gotta have people.
Okay. Let's dig one more.
I have something for you.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
I don't know. He's got something for you. I'd watch him. I don't like the way this is going. This can go south quick.
Hey, what's your name? What's your name?
Lucas.
Lucas.
This is Lucas. And Lucas just brought me a present. Thank you. Can I look at it now, Lucas?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Wow. Everything good that has ever happened to me. Happened as a direct result of helping others.
Yes.
Whoa, thank you, Lucas.
That was really sweet.
Come by my
booth across
come
from the
by my
ballroom.
booth, and we'll take a picture, and I'll sign a picture for you, okay? All right. Yes. Hey,
do you want to do one more?
I don't end till
What's that?
4. I don't end till 4, I don't think.
Okay, let's do some more. Raise your hand, or if you got a gift for him, you know he'd love to have it. Got a question right down here.
So you did your book, your memoir.
Yeah.
How did that whole process go of writing it, and then how was it having to record the whole thing of reading it back? Because I listened to it on Audible, which was really cool to hear you tell the story.
Well, it's kind of I met a guy in 1991 named Donald Lowe, and he was a skinny little redheaded kid. And I met him at like 1 o'clock in the morning at the Drug and Alcohol Center in Hollywood, and there used to hold meetings there. And I went to a meeting there, and there's a skinny little redheaded kid behind the counter. He was like the janitor there, and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" He goes, "Man, what do you mean? How am I doing?" And my mind immediately goes into, do we want to kill him or not? You know, I couldn't, people don't disrespect. I mean, I'm no tough guy, but, I'd rather disrespect somebody else. And I looked at him, and I was going to say, what the hell is wrong? And I didn't. I said, oh, yeah. I just walked away, right? You don't see him again. And then 8 years later, I think, I did a movie called Reindeer Games, and I'm up in Canada, and to show you how God works, Vin Diesel was casted a part on this movie, and he was playing like a jumpy kind of hey guy, right? And he's not that good actor, No, I love Vin, I love him to death, but really he's a one-trick pony, I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry, but come on, it's like, all right, we'll kill him. He's that guy, All right, my car's faster than yours. And so, and it's like, so he wasn't right, and I told him, what are you doing here on this thing, man? This is a comedian's shot. He goes, no, I don't know, I'm doing a favor for this producer, and God, I'm pushing, I got this thing, Fast and the Furious going. And I said, well, you're an idiot staying here. And you're not. Anyway, so he tells me, I can't do this, man. You know, because when we rehearsed, it wasn't right, you know. And the director really didn't like it. The director was John Frankenheimer. And John Frankenheimer will, you know immediately when he don't like it. Well, go ahead, do whatever the hell you got to do. You know, I mean, that's what he does. And listen, man, you know what? Let me tell you something. If you don't feel right, man, you better get out of here because we haven't been on film yet. Now, once you get on film, then you are labeled as a risk if you leave. If you leave now, no harm, no foul. So the next morning, we went to pick him up to go rehearse, and he goes, Danny, I talked to production, I'm out of here. Thanks. And then he left. They sent up Donald Logue, and the director loved him. And I'm thinking, I pulled him aside and I said, hey, are you still pissed? You know, and he goes, and you know, he was kind of like beat down, and he had just gotten married. His wife was pregnant. He had to take this job. She had birth 2 days before he came up, right? So now she's there, he's here. It's like crazy, and me and him just kind of bonded, you know. 'Cause I know how it feels when your wife is mad at you. I didn't stutter, but she's that mad, and so we talked and we bonded. And I said, but you don't understand, you got to be here, you know. And so we got through that, and then we became friends like crazy. And then people kept telling me to write a book, and they'd send me writers. They'd send me good writers. But we would talk for a minute, and then they'd come out with, okay, well, blah, blah, prolific. You're not going to catch that word in my mouth, fool. And, you know, it was like, I talk like English from East Los Angeles. And so finally, me and Donald got together. Donald was from the street, not from the streets. He was from Calexico. Calexico is on the California-Mexico border. Well, he wasn't from the streets because they don't even have streets in Calexico. They got alleys. And so me and him just bonded, and we're like brothers. And so when we started writing about 2 chapters, I gave it to my kid's mom. She says, wow, it's like talking to you. And so, bang. So then we went ahead and wrote that book. So I owe Donald Logue a big credit. You know, I'd have never done it because I don't have the patience. So what he would do, we would drive around and he would just write stuff down and put in my words. That's how that book got taken. Made number 2 on the bestseller. It was funny because don't clap for me because Donald did it. I mean, he was really, really good. It was great. Next question.
Back there.
Hi, you were awesome. What was your favorite memory working with Antonio Banderas in Desperado?
Working with who?
Antonio Banderas, Desperado. Antonio Banderas in Desperado.
Oh, he was cool, but nobody knew him. You know, the biggest problem, Spanish and Mexican, 2 different worlds, all right? Spaniards, you know, like in England, they have English and Cockney, right? And they look down on each other, you know, because English is so profound. And Spanish, a lot of times, can be taken as snooty to a Mexican. So they really kind of shined on Antonio at first. They didn't shine on Selma. And so everybody thought I was the star of the movie. I'm taking pictures and signing autographs. And Robert says, hey, they think you're the star of the movie. And I said, you mean I'm not? I thought I was. But it was funny because to show you how Hollywood works, they gave Robert Antonio Banderas, but then they said they couldn't use Selma because her accent is too heavy. And I remember telling Robert, who gives a shit about her accent? I mean, that's like dumb. She don't even have to talk. And but he would not. He said, okay, you don't want Selma, I won't do the movie. So Selma got into that movie. And thank God, because nobody could have played with that snake the way she did. You know? And it's funny, because if you look, and when the scene where she is pouring the water down her leg, and what do you call it? Quentin is drinking the water off her feet. You look at every guy in the movie, he's going. But that movie was a lot of fun. And Robert actually started that whole vampire zombie craze. If it wasn't for that movie, The Walking Dead, all them wouldn't even be around. Next question.
Right there.
Hey, Danny, how's it going? Hey, so my question is about Machete. All right, so where did the concept of Machete come from? And how much of Machete is you, and how much is the concept?
Well, you know what, Robert Rodriguez, we talked about Machete when we were doing Desperado. He says, Danny, you know what? It's like, you're like people guy. It's like everybody, I've watched everybody around here kind of gravitates towards you. You talk to them and you hang out, and we were going
Closer,
to,
please.
like the bars. We were going to the bars and hanging out and getting invited to dinner. And I dug it. And it was, he said, I got this movie, man, about this federal agent that is now a farm worker. And he had this whole thing kind of planned out. And then we did Spy Kids, right? And he said, let's call him Uncle Machete. You know, that's why it was called Uncle Machete. Then they did Grindhouse. And he said, let's do a fake trailer. We'll do a fake trailer. Because Grindhouse was in the supposedly 60s and 70s, so they needed, previews. So we did the Machete preview. And when we came out of the theater from Grindhouse, everybody was saying, oh, we got to do that movie. We have to. When is that coming out? When is that coming out? Like, Robert, let's do it. And so we did Machete Kills. And I did Heat with Robert De Niro. And I used to tease him because number one on the call sheet, that you're the lead. And I go, hey, number one, no. And because they had another call sheet, and the other guy, Al Pacino, he was the number one. So I said, hey, you know. And so we were doing Machete, and we asked De Niro, and he goes, yeah, I'd love to. So when I ran into Robert on the set, De Niro, he goes, hey, you, number one. How can you be number one with De Niro in a movie? I looked at him, I said, can I get you some coffee, Mr. De Niro?
Let's get one more question, and then he's going to go back to his table and sign or just hang out with you guys. We got time for one more. We might have exhausted the audience. I don't know. Right there. Our one question right here. And by the way, thanks for coming out and hanging out with us. Where? All right, two. Two. All right. We have to turn the room at 1:15 for the next Q&A. So we can do two more questions. We're not trying to get rid of you, honest. We love you.
I was wondering, what was it like to be on The Predators?
On The Predators? Yeah. Did you say on The Predators?
Yep. Yeah, The Predator. Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Oh, you know, that was awesome. We did that on a volcano with oh God, I always forget his name.
Al Pacino? No,
probably. No, who was the lead in that? Adrian Brody, yeah. And on the tattoo on my back, I've got the background of Venice Beach, because my kids used to play on Venice Beach, and so I got part of the boardwalk in the back. And I'm standing there without a shirt, and Adrian comes up behind me and says, "Hey, that's the Hard Rock Hotel." I mean, that's the Cadillac Hotel. I live there. I said, well, that's how big a fan I am. Wow. Laughed his ass off. But that was a blast, man. We played, it was hard because we were on what do you call it? Stuff from a volcano, lava. And everybody that fell got like, cut. And my stunt guy, Norm Mora, he always would pad me up. He'd always put knee pads and I don't like holding, but I'm the only one that didn't get cut up, so. And then who was, God, I always forget the guy that was on there. That's kind of a weird name. It was his first movie, and he was on a TV show forever. What? Yeah, because he had never worked on a movie. And so when we had a certain scene like this, and then lunch, so everybody went to lunch, and now we had to turn this way. And he was like, no, wait, this isn't where I was at. I was over here, and I used to love the team. Hold on. Topher, here, let me tell you, okay, now, like in a studio, you can sit like this, you can stand like this, for 24 hours, because you have a fake sun. And that one don't have to move. This one does. It's moved over here. So, and he knew I was making, he's like, and everybody's, you're a dick, Dan. And we became really good friends, and he became a really great actor. He was a great actor, but if you don't know those logistics, if you've only worked on TV, it's completely different. Just like somebody that's only worked in theater. I love to get those guys. They show up, I've been in the theater. Yeah, well, try this.
Let's nail the last one.
Hi, Danny. So in 2011, you had a brief cameo in the Muppets movie, but it was cut. Yeah. So they brought you back for the sequel. I just wondered if you had any weird stories from set. Did you find yourself talking to the characters as if they were real people?
On what? On the Muppets Most Wanted?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you kidding? We're in London, and my mom passed away while I was there. And I'm doing the Muppets, you know what I mean? And when my dad passed away, I wouldn't do nothing. I didn't cry. I didn't do nothing. Kind of, I'm all right. And my mom specifically told me, you better not do that when I die. I want to see tears. You understand? Shut up, Mom. You crazy? And passed away, and they came and told me, and I called up and I say, I'm coming home. My secretary, Mary, no, don't even sweat it. We'll take care of everything. You don't want to lose all that money. But, I take care of it. I'll be home in a week. So I stayed, and we're shooting a scene. I'm standing there just like stoic, and everybody's really sorry. It's all right. It's okay. I got it. It's all right. My mother in heaven, I know, I'm telling you, oh, no, you're not. No, you're not. Who does she send? She sends that stupid little green frog. The guy comes up like this, and first, Kermit puckers all up and goes, Daddy, I'm really sorry about your mommy. I broke for the bathroom. Bitch. And and then, oh God, dear God, don't let me forget his name. He just passed away. Ray Liotta comes in and says, hey, Mr. Killer Man that's been in the penitentiary 3 times, are you okay? Shut up, Ray. And so they pulled me out of all that, you know what I mean? And I was okay. And then came home and had a beautiful funeral. And Val Kilmer, my best friend, he showed up. Oh, nice. We had a good, but that was like the Muppets. And I love them Muppets. I've done a couple of things with them. I did a thing with the Swedish chef. Already, God. But if you, that's anytime you got kids, just let them get a little, fall in love with them. They're awesome. And I just finished. Besides that, I did what's the other one? The other one. The Minions. I did a Stronghold in the Minions, and that was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much for coming out, spending some time, having at it, and doing a hell of a Q&A. Danny Trejo, come on.
I'll see you at the table, and don't forget, hey, Trejo's music.
There you go, Trejo music. Good to go.
Hi, this is Aaron Ashmore, and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe like now. Oh, and have fun and follow your fandom.